In 2024, Star Trek is boldly going where it's never quite gone before, with the highly anticipated live-action series, Star Trek Starfleet Academy. The franchise promises to dive deep into unexplored territories, following the journeys of fresh-faced cadets just embarking on their Starfleet careers. But the burning question on every fan's mind is, will this be a Discovery sequel, or are we venturing into a completely different timeline? Stick around, because in this video, we have got all of the details about Star Trek Starfleet Academy, and we will be unveiling some exciting insights that you won't want to miss. So buckle up and engage, because the answers you're seeking are just moments away. Watch until the end to find out everything that we know about Star Trek Starfleet Academy. What is Starfleet Academy? Think Life Abroad, the USS Enterprise, but with finals, curfews, and an unidentifiable goop in the cafeteria food. The series will follow a new class of hopeful cadets as they navigate friendships and rivalries, tackle their studies, and face the challenges of finding themselves, all while defending the Federation from ominous threats lurking in the darkness of space. The thrilling official logline teases, Starfleet Academy will showcase a brash crew of cadets chasing their dreams of exploration and adventure. Under the stern tutelage of their instructors, they'll learn to work together and push the limits to become Starfleet officers. Even as a sinister new enemy emerges to threaten the Academy and the entire Federation. This new Starfleet Academy chapter promises to boldly launch the next generation of Star Trek escapades. The concept has been talked about for years, going back to proposed Starfleet Academy movies in the 1990s. But keep watching, because there is more juicy news ahead. An intriguing glimpse into the future of Star Trek. Star Trek Starfleet Academy's premise gives us an exciting sneak peek into the show's hopeful vision. The series will follow a young group of cadets who come together to pursue a common dream of hope and optimism. Under the watchful and demanding eyes of their instructors, they will discover what it takes to become Starfleet officers as they navigate blossoming friendships, explosive rivalries, first loves, and a new enemy that threatens both the Academy and the Federation itself. Now, this fresh concept boldly goes where no Star Trek has gone before, taking us all the way back to the Academy days. While it does deviate from the original idea for a Starfleet Academy movie over 30 years ago, it allows Paramount Plus to continue expanding the Star Trek universe in new and thrilling directions. Trek fans, you don't want to miss this. The original idea for Starfleet Academy will surprise you. You won't believe the original plan for Starfleet Academy. Originally, it was going to be a movie about a young James T. Kirk, Spock, and Leonard McCoy called Star Trek: The First Adventure, also referred to as Starfleet Academy and Star Trek: The Academy Years. This sci-fi prequel film was written by Harvey Bennett and David Lowery and planned for 1991 to align with Star Trek's 25th anniversary. After the disappointing Star Trek V: The Final Frontier, Star Trek: The First Adventure would have shown how Kirk, Spock, and McCoy all met as cadets at the Academy. The movie would have included William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and DeForest Kelley, but focused on a recast young Kirk, Spock, and Bones. But you won't believe what happened next. A regime change at Paramount Pictures caused Star Trek: The First Adventure to be scrapped. Instead, Paramount went with Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country as a send-off for the original cast. At that point, the studio wanted to retire the classic crew and move the films to the next generation. Ultimately, the Starfleet Academy concept found new life in J.J. Abrams' 2009 Star Trek reboot, which showed a young Kirk, Spock, and McCoy meeting at the Academy in the Kelvin timeline. But keep watching, because the twists and turns of this prequel idea are fascinating. The new class on campus, how Starfleet Academy will differ from Star Trek Prodigy. While Star Trek Starfleet Academy and Star Trek Prodigy both follow young people on a journey of discovery in Star Trek universe, there are some key differences between the two shows. Prodigy, one of the 5 Star Trek animated series, sees Dal and his crew sworn in as junior officers aboard the USS Voyager A. They're essentially cadets on a field trip into uncharted 25th century territory. Starfleet Academy will be set right on the famous campus, following a group of cadets through their studies. But unlike Prodigy's ties to Voyager, Starfleet Academy will act as a sequel to Discovery, picking up the Federation story in the 32nd century. But you won't want to miss how this expands Discovery's legacy and Star Trek's mythology. Hopefully, this establishes Starfleet Academy as its own exciting new chapter for Star Trek, rather than overlapping too much with what Prodigy has already covered. So get ready to enroll in this next Starship adventure. You're not gonna believe what era Starfleet Academy is set in. The new Star Trek series, Starfleet Academy, hasn't revealed exactly when it takes place, but eagle-eyed Trekkies have spotted some major clues that give us a pretty good idea. Now this is some juicy intel you don't want to miss, so keep watching. According to the show's description, Starfleet Academy will reopen. Admission is now open to Starfleet Academy. Explore the galaxy, captain your destiny. For the first time in over a century, our campus will be reopened to admit individuals a minimum of 16 Earth years, or species equivalent, who dream of exceeding their physical, mental, and spiritual limits, who value friendship, camaraderie, honor, and devotion to a cause greater than themselves. Now, as mega fans know, the school was closed for 100 years after the catastrophic burn seen in Discovery. So it looks like Starfleet Academy will be part of the 32nd century timeline and serve as a spin-off of Discovery. Many fans were hoping that the show would explore the 25th century from Picard instead, but don't give up hope yet, because rumblings of a new legacy series set in Picard's time may still come true. The next generation of cadets boldly goes to Starfleet Academy. Keep watching to find out more. The upcoming Star Trek Starfleet Academy series focuses on a group of cadets as they embark on thrilling adventures and come of age while attending the famous Starfleet Academy. Although no specific plot details have been confirmed yet, the most intriguing aspect comes from a statement released with the announcement that said, "For the first time in over a century, our campus will be reopened to admit individuals a minimum of 16 Earth years." So this suggests the show could be taking place in the 32nd century when Starfleet and the Federation are rebuilding after the major event known as the Burn. According to executive producer Alex Kurtzman, Starfleet Academy will test its students and see the younger generation take on an all-important responsibility held by Starfleet. As he said, "I think fans were waiting over 60 years to go inside the chocolate factory and see what it's like in there. At the Academy, cadets make mistakes and learn who they are before serving on a starship." Kurtzman went on to say, "I look at my son and we look at kids now. They're inheriting all these massive challenges. Then the question becomes, how do you hold on and rebuild all the hope?" The executive producer and co-showrunner also talked up why he is excited about this new series. "What I'm so excited about the Starfleet Academy is that it's really important that every show really has its own distinct identity. Otherwise, what's the difference between one or the other? And I think fans were waiting over 60 years to go inside the chocolate factory and see what it's like inside there. And when you're in Starfleet Academy, you're not yet on a ship proper. So you get to make mistakes, and you get to learn who you are and figure all that out. I think that this idea that the generation is inheriting, I look at my son and we look at kids now, they're inheriting all these massive challenges. Then the question becomes, how do you hold on and rebuild all the hope? And I think that's why our show is so much about. It's really fun, it's really funny, and it's ultimately a show that speaks to the generation now. And that's this question of how are our better angels going to emerge, and what are they going to do to get us there? Because it is going to be on the next generation to do that. So it sounds like an exciting new series focused on the generation of Starfleet cadets as they learn to overcome challenges and carry on the ideals of Starfleet and the Federation. But stay tuned for more updates on Star Trek Starfleet Academy. The fans were not left behind, and one could not shy away from their love to see new characters in the series, as he said, "As long as this series has characters that have no connection to the other series. Otherwise, you're just playing with the time continuum." Another said, "One of the things I enjoy about 32nd Century Discovery are the Starfleet shuttlecraft. From the front, the shape and tri-window panes strongly evoke the Jupiter 2 from the 60s Lost in Space." And another said, "Sounds promising. When released, I expect it to be just like all other Treks in one very specific way. A big chunk of Trek fandom will immediately be screaming about how bad it is. I speak from experience. This was true of Next Gen and has been so of absolutely everything since." So as we wait for the promising show, I'm sure you will be interested to see Star Trek Starfleet Academy trailer is going to change everything.